morning. My name is Gregory Saubel. Our family has Saubel's Markets, which is 4 supermarkets in Southern York County, Pennsylvania, basically, and one just across the border in Maryland. I am actually third generation. My grandfather took over his wife's family's business back in 1926 in the village of Hametown, which is just north of Shrewsbury, where one of our stores is located. And 1966, my parents built a new store in the town of Shrewsbury and moved to town, as they called it. And that building was like 5,200 square feet and still a hardware store. We did not take dynamite to Shrewsbury. We didn't take shoes and clothing that we sold at Hametown to Shrewsbury. But that was, in its day, somewhat of a modern supermarket, not that big. In the scheme of things, today's store, which has been expanded 5 times majorly over the years, is roughly 45,000 square feet. So, and a lot of your stores today are even 65,000 square feet. So, looking back to 1966, 5,200 was not much more than a convenience store today, size-wise. 2001, we had the opportunity to buy 1 or 2 additional stores from the Tarbert family, and we actually did buy 2 stores, one of them in Stewartstown, Pennsylvania, about 5 miles east of our Shrewsbury location, and then their first store, which was the one in Maryland, which is about 15 miles further east, and that's when we grew from 1 to 3 stores. And then in 2016, we had the opportunity to buy a former Food Lion store, actually up here in York on East Market Street, through the FTC mandated divestiture of the Ahold and Delhaize merger, which was Giant and Food Lion. So we're currently embarking on a pretty significant remodel coming up in our Shrewsbury store. We just acquired a beer and white wine pub license and just finally got approval here last week from PLCB, so that sale is final. So now we are to the point that we're approved, we can go out and order equipment. Unfortunately, there's about a 6-month lead time on equipment, so it's not going to happen overnight, but that's our next big project at this point. We were with another bank, and they came to us and said that they had really decided that they didn't want to be in the supermarket business, and asked us to please go out and see if we couldn't move our business to another bank, which I was kind of shocked by that, but we started talking to a couple of different banks, and basically CNN came up with I think a very nice deal for us, and we took it and moved to CNN Bank. I wouldn't say a whole lot really changed. It's just our loan officer, Mike Kilgore, and the people we work with, probably him and Gwen Plaskin, who helped transition all our accounts and stuff. It was just anytime you make a change like that, it's kind of a mountain of work, but it went smoothly, and really with all the work that Gwen put into it, transitioning all of our accounts, because we have numerous accounts. It just makes it easier for accounting. So like we sell lottery at all the stores. We actually run all the lottery business through a separate bank account, because they ACH money in and out. If we pay out large winners, they will put money into our account. So it just makes it easier when you're trying to balance books to have that isolated in its own account. So I think we've got, like 16 different accounts, believe it or not. So, it just made that really easy. And then obviously, with all the underwriting that's involved in the loan, that's always a mountain of work. And Mike and the team that did all that, they were very responsive, and obviously we've got to do our job and get them the information they're asking for, which we did. But the whole transition just went really well. Probably right now, some of our toughest challenges are labor-wise, as far as staffing. Still continues to be a challenge. It has gotten better, but you still see health wanted signs up everywhere, and that's one of our biggest challenges. And then we still continue to have isolated supply chain issues where something that was a problem gets fixed, and then something that hadn't been a problem all of a sudden becomes a problem. One of the things right now, customers are screaming for cornstarch, which is used for baking, and supposedly one of the things that goes into that is primarily comes out of Ukraine. So who would have ever solved that problem? But and then you've just got the challenges of with the labor market, and right now with all the inflation, all costs are going up and electric costs are going up. So we faced a lot of challenges on that. We have tried to offset energy costs by actually doing a rooftop solar array on the two stores that we actually physically in the real estate, Shrewsbury and Whiteford, which should pay for itself probably in about 5 years, I think. And actually, with the energy costs going up, it may pay for itself quicker. I don't know if that's a good thing, because overall our energy cost that we're buying is more expensive. But and we went through and done LED lighting, which certainly saves you cost. And then in this remodel that I talked about upcoming in our Shrewsbury store, we're going to be putting new dairy cases in that actually have doors on them. And people are used at this point to frozen food door cases where you get ice cream and all that stuff. And I mean, if you think about it, you don't let your refrigerator door hang open at home. You shut it when you're not getting something in or out of it. And believe it or not, doored cases run on about 1/3 the energy that's required to run the open front cases. So, it's, stores are doing it, and we're definitely going to do it. And even with like produce cases, I haven't seen that done a whole lot, but we're going to do a lot of produce cases that are doored. And I think just with where our energy costs are today and probably going to go, I could be wrong, but I would say 10 years from now, when you walk in any supermarket that would be new, you're probably going to see doored cases throughout. To be quite honest, I enjoy the challenge of the business. It is, I guess, if it was easy and nothing to it, it probably wouldn't be as much fun, which that probably sounds crazy to you, but, to just deal with the problems and the challenges that come up, and to, get them resolved and have a solution and make things work and be successful. That's, then you can kind of sit back and say, oh, I'm happy with what I did there, and I think I did a good job. And believe me, I don't always do a good job. I make mistakes every day. Fortunately, hopefully I don't make too many big ones, but I'm not perfect. And then obviously the big driver at this point is, the fact of transitioning the business to the 4th generation. No, other than just very appreciative of C&N Bank and the job that they've done for us, and we've had a wonderful relationship, and I would recommend C&N Bank to anybody that's looking at going with you folks.